Namaste. This is just an effort to put into perspective what is happening with the Gyanvapi Parisar. Let us try and understand that there are two separate plaints or requests in the honorable courts. One aspect focuses on what is now being called the Vazu area, or what the Hindu Paksh claims is the place where the Adi Vishweshwar or the Shivling has been found inside the Gyanvapi Parisar itself or the entire complex itself. So that area anyway has been secured by the Honorable Supreme Court. But along with that, there were female devotees who had come with the right to pray. The plea was for the right to pray at the western wall of the Gyanvapi Parisar, because they claimed that has the deity or the shrine of Ma Shringar Gauri, which post the incidents of 1991 till 1992 actually, there were devotees who were going there and praying on a daily basis. But a Mulayam Singh Yadav issued notice or instruction was, and from there on, it's only twice in a year that devotees are allowed to go and pray at that shrine. So the argument was that if we can pray once or twice in a year, why can't we pray daily? Because the constitution accords the right to pray for everyone. Now thereafter, subsequently, there were pleas and counters from the Muslim Paksh, etc. And then the courts went and said that we order a detailed survey of the Gyanvapi Parisar to determine the religious character of that place and whether or not there indeed is a Shringar Gauri. And if there is a Shringar Gauri, then whose right to pray is it there inside that Gyanvapi Parisar? Now, the many arguments, the Hindu Paksh also argues that the Places of Worship Act 1991 underlines the aspect of religious character. And the judgment on the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid issue by the Constitution bench itself comes out and says that it determined the place as Ram Janmabhoomi because the underlying religious character of that place was always as celebrated as the birthplace of Ram. So that combining these two aspects, they said with the issue of Gyanvapi, this Places of Worship Act 1991 doesn't apply. But however, the subject matter of concern is the Archeological Survey of India and their survey. Now in this case, what's happening is, let me just bring you back and bring back some history. Have a look at this. This is dated the 12th of May 2022, where the civil judge, Varanasi, orders for survey between 8 a.m. for 12 a.m. And what does that say? The commission is going to do this survey लगातार प्रत्येक दिन जब तक कमीशन की कार्रवाई समाप्त नहीं होती. So this is what was the order which was also sent to the पुलिस महानिदेशक मुख्यालय उत्तर प्रदेश लखनऊ तथा मुख्य सचिव शासन प्रशासन निर्देशित किया जाता है कि संबंधित कार्रवाई का वह सुपरविजन करेंगे जिससे जिले में प्रशासनिक अधिकारी कमीशन कार्रवाई को टालने का कोई बहाना न बना सके. So very clearly there was the court's orders to go ahead and give a go ahead to the survey. Then what happens? Then the survey is completed. The survey is completed soon after, and the survey dates is 7th of May 2022. Here, this is what A.K. Mishra has submitted, that these were the findings inside the survey. We have a copy of that survey date. Now, what does this survey very clearly highlight? Now, this is the important part. As far as the Gyanvapi survey, the western wall, Paschimi Diwal, they say पश्चिमी दीवार के बाहर पुरानी 3 चौकाट आकृतियां जमीन पर उत्तर पश्चिम के कोने में स्थित थीं, जिस पर प्रतिवादी अधिवक्ता द्वारा ध्यान आकृष्ट कराते हुए 3 कब्र बता गया, परंतु वादीकरण द्वारा कहा गया कि पुराना चबूतरा और पत्थर है. Then they also turn around and say पश्चिमी दीवार विवादित स्थल पर हाथी के सूंड की टूटी हुई कलाकृतियां और दीवार के पत्थरों का पर स्वास्तिक व त्रिशूल पाने के चिन्ह वह पान के चिन्ह और उसकी कलाकृतियां बहुत ही अधिक भाग में खुदी हुई. इसके साथ घंटियां जैसी कलाकृतियां भी खुदी हुई. सब कलाकृतियां प्राचीन भारतीय मंदिर शैली के रूप में प्रतीत होती हैं और काफी पुरानी है, जिसमें कुछ कलाकृतियां टूट गई हैं. So this is all around the western wall. Now this is important to understand. The western wall was where the 5 ladies went and said this is where the shrine of Ma Shringar Gauri is, and this is actually a temple, and the wall is older than the Gyanvapi Mosque, which was built by Aurangzeb in 1660s. So in the 17th century. Now further, what do they say? They say that in this जैसे बाहर पश्चिम दिशा की तरफ बाहर उभरे हुए आर्क विश्वेश्वर मंडप के पीछे ऐश्वर्य मंडप के भाग हैं। वीडियोग्राफी कराते वक्त ये स्पष्ट होता है कि दो बड़े खंबे व आर्क मस्जिद की पश्चिमी दीवार के पीछे बाहर की तरफ निकले हुए स्पष्ट दिख रहे हैं। ये खंबे व आर्क बीच में खंडित हैं। इन्हीं दोनों खंबों के आर्क व दाहिने और बाहिने जिगजैग दीवारें भी स्पष्ट दिख रही हैं, जैसे बीच में से ही खंडित कर दी गई हो। वादी पक्ष द्वारा इसे उत्तर में भैरव व दक्षिण में गणेश मंदिर की दीवारें बताई गई। सो द आर्ग्यूमेंट इज दैट इनसाइड द स्ट्रक्चर और अंडर द स्ट्रक्चर इज एन ओल्डर स्ट्रक्चर इटसेल्फ दैट हिंट्स एट द मेक ऑफ अ वेरी वेरी ओल्ड टेम्पल डेटिंग मच बिफोर the Gyanvapi Mosque or the mosque that was built by Aurangzeb. So the Hindu Paksh is saying that there are structures which have been now covered over, and that structure is proof that there is something which is older, and the religious character underlines it as Hindu. Now, why is this current survey important? Because this was all done as a videography survey. Now, the videography survey made allegations that there are a lot of places. It included all the parisar. They surveyed the entire parisar. Like they say, विवादित परिसर में सीढ़ी पर चढ़ने के बाद सबसे पहले उत्तर दिशा में गुंबद के अंदर घूमकर देखा गया, जिसमें घुसने के स्थान पर दिशा दक्षिण पश्चिम में है। तो वहां पर अंदर से ऊपरी गुंबद के 8.5 फीट नीचे शंकुकार और कोनिकल शिखर नुमा आकृति मिली, जिसकी ऊंचाई 2.5 फुट तथा व्यास लगभग 18 फुट है। दैट मीन्स दैट आउटसाइड द डोम विच इज सीन फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड, अंडर दैट देयर वाज a shikhar numa structure already, which is about 18 foot tall and 2.5 foot tall and 18 foot in circumference. यह भी पाया गया कि बाहरी गुंबद की दीवार की मोटाई 2.5 फुट तक की है। गुंबद के अंदर 3 फुट चौड़ा रास्ता गोलाकार अंदर के शिखर के चारों तरफ है। इस प्रकार मस्जिद के बाहर दिखने वाले उत्तरी गुंबद के भीतर शंकुकार शिखर नुमा स्ट्रक्चर है। So this survey, which was conducted nearly a year ago, also says that visual evidence, photographic evidence, videographic evidence, all of this has been captured and submitted to the courts, says there is a structure under this structure and there needs to be an estimation of what this structure is. That's why, based on this report, which is very, very comprehensive, this survey report, the plaintiffs, they went and asked, and they said that they set a plea saying that there should be a comprehensive survey by the ASI to determine what this structure is and what's the original religious character of this structure. They said you can use all scientific methods, not just carbon dating. The Muslim Paksh said you can't do carbon dating. So he said we are not saying carbon dating. Carbon dating is done on living organisms. But there could be scrapes and you could see presence of organisms which predate the 16th or the 17th century. That's possible. But there will be no excavation. You cannot possibly damage the structure. So they said use scientific survey, use GPR. Now look at the latest court order. The latest court order by the judge, District Judge Varanasi, on the 21st of July 2023. What does this order say? This order says very clearly, and let's understand this. This order says excavation, investigation, survey, excavation at the property in question, that is settlement plot 9130, so excluding the area sealed by the Honorable Supreme Court. So the disputed Adi Vishweshwar, or where the Shivling is, or what the Muslim Paksh says is the Wazu Khana, that area that's been secured by the Honorable Supreme Court, don't touch that area. But everything other than that inside the Gyanvapi Parisar, what all can you do? The court says you can do scientific investigation, you can do survey, and you can do excavation. They also say that both Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Varanasi and Rakhi Singh and others, they should be part when this survey is being considered, and this is an intimation to both. Then what is the instruction to the director of the ASI? The director of the ASI is also directed to conduct a detailed scientific investigation by using these methods: GPR survey, excavation, dating method, and other modern techniques of the present structure to find out as to whether the same has been constructed over a pre-existing structure of a Hindu temple. Then further it says, it's a 12 to 13 point direction directed to conduct scientific investigation in the light of averment made by this application after associating the plaintiffs, then defendants and their respective counsels. What else it says? It says, have a look at this, page number 7. It says, Director of ASI also directed to investigate the age and nature of construction of the western wall of the building in question through scientific method. Conduct GPR, ground penetrating radar survey just below the 3 domes of the building in question and conduct excavation if required. Then conduct excavation if required. GPR beneath the western wall of the building and conduct excavation if required. GPR, ground penetration radar, beneath the ground of all the cellars and conduct excavation if required. Prepare a list of all the artifacts which are found in the building, specifying their contents, and carry out scientific investigation and undertake dating exercise to find out the age and nature of the artifacts. Then conduct dating exercise of the pillars and plinth of the building to find out the age and nature of the construction. Conduct GPR survey, excavation, whether required, dating exercise and other scientific methods determining the age and nature of the construction existing in the site in question. So the order very clearly says do a comprehensive survey and conduct excavation if required. That's what the order says, and that's the reason. And then what it says, more importantly, it's done based on a timeline. Report will be submitted up to 4th of August 2023. Put up on 4th of August for further proceedings. So the matter is listed in the court for the 4th of August. That's why the ASI has already reached to Varanasi to conduct the survey. The Muslim Paksh knocking the doors of the Supreme Court to say you cannot do an excavation. The court ready to listen to it. But all of this is happening as per a detailed court order. And the court order is going by the evidence that's been submitted in the court via the previous survey, which was a video survey, which showed enough and more proof that there is a structure beneath the structure. And that structure is older than seems to be older than the structure that is being built over it. So how do you determine this other than a scientific survey? The Hindu Paksh says, both for the Muslim Paksh and for the Hindu Paksh, to settle this matter once and for all as to what is the original religious character of that place, you need to do scientific survey and investigation, and the only authority to do that ably is the ASI. That's where in detail the issue rests. It's about the entire Gyanvapi Parisar, aside of that area which is marked as the Wazu Khana area, or which the Hindu Paksh says where the original Shivling of Adi Vishweshwar sits. Video evidence also shows. Look at this. What is a Nandi doing inside? A Nandi, the bull, supposed to be the Vahana of Shiva, doing inside the Gyanvapi Masjid Parisar. What are these pillars? These are the pillars that have been found. Do they look like an Islamic structure or a structure that predates the masjid that is visible from the outside? This is the visual evidence. This has now got to be corroborated scientifically so that it's admissible in a court of law and puts matters beyond doubt. Hope this detailed explanation is helpful. We continue to track the developments here on the News 18 network.